There we go. Video's rolling on the phone, sitting at the desk, and it's Monday night. And the topic is videos and getting them up and media. Because I'm hearing lots of interesting buzz about, stuff, and welcome to the 21st century. This is, kind of an old guy learning new tricks. And it's just a little chunk of video, bit of a headshot. And I guess one idea that I'm kicking around is on media. There seems to be an absolute boatload music and music education, and there's a lot about gear. Any kind of gear you can imagine. Being a guitar guy and a bass guy. And there's also a ton of stuff on production, music production. So I'm wondering if there's a spot for songwriters. I know it's a bit of a difficult topic, but I'm thinking, historically, there was a spot in the music industry back in the late 60s, early 70s, when there were songwriters and people would follow. One of the first interesting people that might be interesting to track and talk about, is Linda Ronstadt, and who was huge and was not a songwriter. I can't even remember one that she did, but she had this enormous career, and her and her team, I think was Asher at the time, Val Garay was the the engineer, who had an absolute gift for finding really talented songwriters, and especially in Southern California. She was one of the ones that broke for me. She had Glenn Fry, and the drummer, curly-headed guy. But anyway, Korchmar, Lowell George, and John David Souther, who were all, and they basically all started their career with her. That was one. Of course, James Taylor was another. All these people have sort of got now, as times evolved, have got pegged as, sort of folkies, acoustic guitar, soft rock. But really, the common denominator was songwriters. And even, as a Canadian, and me, Southern Ontario of that time, it could be linked to the coffee house scene, which was a going thing at that time. There were a dime a dozen. And also songwriters in that. Locally was, Brent Titcomb, Willie P. Bennett, Bill Hughes, David Essig. It was this, mixed bag. Anyway, that's another thing. So there we go. Okay, there's clip number one. Okay, this is clip number two on the phone, and I'm in the front room and figuring stuff out. And this is just kind of a ideas and a how-to video, for me, yours truly. Welcome to the 21st century. An old guy learns new tricks. I guess one of the things that interests me is the fact that so much has changed. Everything, music, entertainment, media, And one of my topics that I'm interested in is, even though things have changed, why do we still use this old language, and why do we still refer to the legacy music industry? Like, we still refer to records. We still refer to bands. We still refer to, and that stuff really hasn't existed for years. So that's one topic for this clip. You know, and another idea for this clip is, basically how to, right? Because I've got the studio upstairs, which might be a little more suitable for video, different camera, backdrop lighting, etc., etc. So down here, I'm just got some room lights going and sitting here at the portable rig, what I call a portable rig. So the question here is how to, right? So, camera position is number one, lighting is number two. Oh, excuse me, burping is number three on camera. Number four is composition. Making up like having an interesting shot. And finally, finally would be content. Like, how do we develop content? Okay, there's another one for you. End of shot. There we go. Clip number three, and video's rolling. And I'm just, welcome to the 21st century. An old guy learns new tricks. How to do YouTube videos, what works, how to set up the camera, how to set up lights, how to compose a shot, and then we'll have to figure out how to piece it all together and post it, which I've already done in some semblance. What did I want to talk about in this one? How to develop content. There's the biggie, because there's lots of ideas and I don't know what works, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to keep track of it. It's always nicer to do it on paper. You can sort of dabble through it, and it's, sort of map things so they, fit together. But there does also seem to be a side where it's easier to do it in the computer, especially using the Note apps. And, there you go. What about songwriters? Okay, welcome to the 21st century. Another dog and new tricks. So songwriters, is there something in there about songwriters and writing songs? Lots of research, and historically, between, the industry and the individual songwriters, people were pretty opaque and generally fairly inarticulate about, how things got done. It might be an idea to actually go right to the source, find the people and, figure out how to get to them and speak to them. There's a couple of YouTube channels where they seem to do that and specialize in direct interviews. There's that guy who he's kind of like a DJ guy and does more sort of legacy artists from the 70s and 80s. Okay, there's an idea. I wonder if there's anything, behind Canadians, whether that's a thing. you know, and it might be worthwhile to talk to Berthelmer. He's a resource. I don't know if Wayne would be a resource. Dave might be. Well, Dave's actually, you know, because he does, you know, as Rick Andrews said, Dave knows everybody. There's Tommy. I wonder how that'd go. Because he's a busy boy. Anyway, that's food for thought. Clip 5, Old Dog and New Tricks. Welcome to the 21st century. You know, yeah, lots of ideas. Basically, the camera's in front of me and just trying this and see what it looks like, see what kind of I get quality-wise in terms of a shot. Okay, try something else. Okay, it's the Old Dog again with his new tricks. And I think this is clip 6. People respond or seem to respond, or the ones I want to be drawn to. I guess a little older, a little more mature, a little more whatever, not sure who it's going to be. But they seem to like genuine. They like the, you know, the air of, you know, being yourself, being genuine in a sense. And so I think it's important. You know, that's all I got. I can't, you know, pretty myself up that much. So I think it's going to have to be me and then see what it evolves into. Okay, there you go. That's the end of this. And let's do it. Okay, this is just an experiment. You're up here, eh? Okay, note the self glasses off. This is an experiment, just doing like a few second vid. And I'm going to see about importing it into the computer using Final Cut Pro as opposed to iPhotos, because iPhotos is just a complete fucking pain in the ass. And that is all.